Great. So we can come to standing and just start with our 6 breaths. So just in your own time, breathing in and then breathing out 6 times. And then again, breathing in and just tightening the stomach muscles, drawing them in. And last time, breathing in. Amazing. We can start. With our arms. Hi, Rona.
Sorry.
No worries.
The world and its dog came to my door.
So we're just doing a quick warm-up before we get into learning how to punch, or learning this way of punching. So loosening the arms and the shoulders. And if you want, you can start hitting on the legs, massaging the top. Great, and we can twist. Keeping the head straight up, so nice and natural, having the string here. And then pushing from the ground. Loosening the arms and shoulders and then bringing it up. Great, and then we can circle the shoulders and the elbows, so making nice big circles. And then if you want, you can point the tailbone outwards and then inwards, pointing it out as you come back and in. So pointing it out and in. And then going the other direction. So we're really just loosening the shoulders for our motion, and then we can do one at a time. So keeping the shoulders nice and loose. And the other way. And then we can turn our center briefly, just warming up. And turning the other way. And then we can take our knees and just gently making some movements. Just preparing the body. And maybe stretching the soles of the feet. And then we can come to standing. So our stance is around shoulder width, lengthwise, and then also between hip width and shoulder width. And the feet are roughly parallel. So this is the guard stance. And what we're doing today in the lesson is just a bit of self-defense. And really compared to the principle, it's very similar. The principles are pretty much the same as the form. So every movement that we do is nice and relaxed. So just feeling the body nice and relaxed. And the movements come from the center. So when we do rigid movements, it also doesn't feel good in the body, so that can kind of be an indicator. So kind of go with the sensations that also feel good. So we're going to start with the guard position. So this is our position, and since our front leg is forward a little bit, this arm is forward a little bit, and we have some space. So if we would have boxing gloves, because they're a lot bigger, our guard would be a lot closer to our face, because we can guard with the boxing gloves close to the face. But when this is a smaller area, and when we have punches, we want to have more time and space. So our hands are nice and outwards. And starting with the punch, what we're going to do is just rotate the center and punch the front arm. So even slowly, just rotating and punching. And you're punching as if you're throwing something. So as if you're throwing something away. And when you come back to your guard position. So punching. Great. And what we want to do is we want to pretend we're in a corridor. So we don't want the elbow really to come out and do something like this, but the elbow is pointing down and stays pointing down. Nice, that looks really good. And so we want to imagine that we have an elastic from the heel really that comes all the way, and when we punch that arm, it just bounces right back, so we're not doing this and then returning. I don't know if it's clear the difference between doing that and my arm is rigid even if I do it fast, and this. Nice. Amazing. So we're going to do 8 of those. So 1, 2, nice and relaxed the shoulder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and then take the back foot and just move it so that we're rotated another way. So from here, we just rotate over. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, letting that arm loose. So like we're throwing the arm. 8, amazing. And coming round, throwing the arm. And again, round. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then last one, our head is nice and high, so we're not coming in closing, but we're here, shoulders slightly forward, in our guard, and we punch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great, so we don't want to, so the two things to watch out for are keeping the elbows nice and in, so we don't really want any of this for these direct punches. Another thing is often you see people taking the guard down before and then punching. So we want to, my arm isn't going in to go out, but rather it goes straight out and then comes back to that position. Great, that looks really good. Amazing. So we'll just do 8 of those more quickly. So focusing on the center, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Amazing. So we're going to now do our other arm. So we have our guard position. So when we punch this way, so the centre's gone this way, and then comes round for the other one. So we come 1, 2, 1, 2, and always coming back to our guard position. So the head nice and tall, nice and open and relaxed. 1, 2. Great. 1, 2. Nice. 1, 2. 1, 2. So just following the center, rotating. So from here, the center rotating out and back in. 1, 2. So we'll do 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Elbows facing down and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rotating. 1, 3, 4, 5. Rotating. 1, 3, 4. And last one. 1, 2. Amazing. So now we're gonna, rather than counting 2, so rather than 1, 2, because we don't want this kind of, I don't know if it's clear over video of kind of rigid as opposed to one movement. So rather than this, we've got this. Is that clear? Kind of clear. Okay, so if you imagine you're hitting something, rather than you stopping at the wall and stopping, you really want to throw it as if you're throwing it and naturally it kind of comes back to you. So it's like an elastic band, you're throwing it so that, and the trick really is for it to be relaxed. So for the arm not to be rigid. If my arm is rigid, I can't really, there's no elasticity in the body. Whereas if I'm nice and relaxed, it's if you imagine two cars and one car speeding into the other car and then the other car moves. So that's kind of the punch of the other person. So rather than this is the one car and then the other person's the other car, what we're punching, it's not kind of like this, but kind of throwing as if we want to throw on. So we'll go back to our 2. So we'll do 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we'll just do it as one count. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Amazing. So we'll just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then turning. So again, nice and relaxed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, did 2 extra there. Turn again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turning again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then turning one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great, so we'll do that round again, a little faster, and then, yes.
I'll just ask about the breathing, because I feel like now it's getting faster. I'm a bit unsure of what to do.
Yeah, so the breathing is, you can, if you want, breathe out. So there's a way where a lot of people, when they're doing it really fast, will breathe out with their mouth, like if that makes sense. So if you want to, you can breathe out with your mouth like that, or kind of whatever feels comfortable. But at this point, it's not super important, especially because you don't have to put much force into it at all just now. It's just about really having the whole body relax and kind of throwing it forward rather than taking it forward.
And maybe the other thing is you know how you're twisting your body round? Do you keep facing forward?
Yeah, you always want to look at who. So you always want to not close, but stay open and really look at your opponent or the person you're with.
that makes sense. Is this?
Sweet. Yes.
Whereabouts is your weight on your legs, or both legs, or how does it work?
Yeah, so for these ones, we're going to do ones right after where we shift the weight from side to side, but for these ones it's really just 50-50, and it's mostly just the centre that's moving. So there's a slight shift. The weight is never really still, so when I shift here, the weight slightly goes to the back, and when I punch here, the weight slightly forward. But as we're just doing this one with the centre, it's fairly even, and then later on we'll start to shift the weight more, if that makes sense. Cool. So we'll do one more round, and then I'll just have a look how you're doing, and I'll say any corrections, and any more questions are welcome. So taking our stance, our legs are like springs, and this is rounded here, and then our head is nice and forward, nice and up. So no worries if this feels really weird, just feel your body, relax. It's just kind of like a game, and just feel your body move. So it's just like similar to dancing. And then you can take your guard position and throw your punches. So if it doesn't feel right yet to go at this speed, just go at whatever speed. And we'll just do a round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Amazing. So the main things are really getting the principles, so having the body nice and relaxed, having the shoulders relaxed. This would be a rigid punch, so even if I was to do it fast, or even if I was to have my hands open, I don't know if it's clear compared to this, and you can kind of feel it in your body. It feels very different. This feels really loose and easy and elastic, and this one feels kind of hard. So I'll just have a look if you guys want to do a few. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. So that's really good movement of the centre, Gabby and Zoe. So 4, nice, 5, 6, 7. So Zoe, you could have your elbows even a little further outwards, just to keep the guard, so further forwards rather, sorry, that's my mistake. So have them further forwards, yeah, nice. Perfect, yeah. That looks good, Rona. So I can't quite see you, Karen, but from what I can see, it's looking good. Yep. Nice. So everyone is looking really good, and you can just see how it feels in your body. Does it feel nice and relaxing? Does it feel like you're throwing things away? Or does it feel kind of stiff. That's looking really good. So getting the fist in is quite difficult at the start, so don't worry if it's a loose fist, and then later as you practice you can practice doing the fist, but more importantly we want to just have that looseness at the start. So having the guard here, this is also fine to have the guard like this, so this is open, this is also open, and then this is closed, and we just want the thumb over, because if we have the thumb here and we punch something quite hard, the thumb could break, so we don't want that. Great. So now we're gonna just shift the weight as we punch. So as we punch forward in our center, so it's really, we can start off with just moving the center without the punches. So as the center comes back, the weight, so as I twist back, the weight comes back, and as I twist forward, and you can kind of feel it in your legs, nice and loose, nice and strong, in a seated position. Nice. Just feeling that bounciness, the elasticity, kind of like a dance. And then if you want to do it with the punches, so we're doing it slowly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So as my weight comes back, my arm at the same side of my front leg comes out, and as the weight comes forward, it's the arm on the same side of the back leg. So really what we're doing here is we're taking as if our body is on the axis of either leg. So we're not only shifting forward and back, we're also shifting from left to right. So shifting forward and back, that looks really good. And then just having fun with it, loosening the shoulders, looking up. Our head is up and tall and confident and open and relaxed. Great. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we'll do 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then taking my leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So focusing on the center here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Amazing. So how's everyone feeling with those? Okay, so we're gonna let's do another round before we move on to the steps. That way we'll have a little time. So we can just come to our guard position, just as if we're kind of seated on a tall bar stool, and we can just move the center from side to side. So my fingers pointing where the center is, feeling the legs nice and relaxed, feeling the body, feeling strong. Nice. So even if we do it slow, so even if we're taking the weight to that axis, we can stay within the center of it. So we don't have to go too far or move our upper body much. It's just really the upper body twists like this, and the lower body comes forward and back. So feeling the shoulders nice and relaxed. Taking a nice deep breath. And then we can take our guard. You guys are doing great. And then we can do our punches. So as we come back, we punch forward. As we come forward, we punch. So here, as we take it back, this arm punches, so, and then the other arm. So I don't know if maybe from behind it's easier. So as I take it back, this arm punches, and as I take it forward, and you can just take a second to focus on the center. Just by having the arm an extension of the center, the throwing movement becomes more natural. So nice work, everyone. So we'll just do a little round trip of that. So going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got 2 extra again, so taking it to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Amazing. Taking it round again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. And you can give your arms a little swing. They need a little rest. Or loosening, resting the shoulders. So a really good pointer is just to feel in the body. Does it feel like a kind of a clenching action or a kind of releasing forward action? And if that sounds a bit like gibberish, that's totally fine as well. Just focusing on the center and the connection in the body. So we'll just do one step today, and then we'll do a little bit of stretching and listening. Great. So we've got our guard. Does anyone have any questions? How are people kind of feeling with the punches? Good. Do you feel ready for the steps? Gabby, do you want to say something?
Do you really want to do steps already?
How are people feeling for steps? No, middle, yes. Yeah.
Because it, you know, at this point, I really feel the age difference.
Okay, yeah.
Because, you know, this punching forward when you go back.
Mm-hmm.
One leg, I get it, but on the other leg, it's like, hey, you know. So I think I would get even more confused when you add on steps, but I don't know about the others. Maybe I just waddle behind.
Yeah, don't worry as well. So it's the center, just to explain it again. The center here, this comes round as I punch forward, but then it comes forward with the other arm. If that makes sense.
I got that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
got it. But if I can do it, that's the other question.
Yeah. Don't worry. You guys are looking really good, and you're doing it right. So.
Right. Okay. Chin chin.
So are people feeling more like that's enough and would like a little bit of a stretch, as opposed to just trying the steps, or is everyone kind of happy to do whatever?
What are the steps?
So the step, I'll just show you. So here we've done the weight, and basically the step is just taking the empty leg forward. So does that make sense? So I'll just go back. So the empty, if our weight is here, so if my weight is here when I punch, this leg is empty and I'm able to step it forward. So I don't know if that makes much sense.
I'll try.
Yeah? Okay. We'll do one round, but as I say, just treat it like a game. Most importantly, feel the sensations in your body, and if it feels good, then if it feels nice and relaxed, then that's good. So everything also slowly. Maybe I'm running. No problem. My teacher used to always say piano, piano. So taking our guard. So we'll just do the weight using the center. And then adding the punches. You can also do it more slowly. And then as we come back, and we can punch as we throw forward, and then take the other foot, so punch, and then the other foot comes here. Punch, punch. So as we throw the arm, the same arm as the forward foot, the foot comes forward. So the weight goes with the center to the back, and we punch forward. So like we did the very first one, so we're just punching forward with that one arm, and then we can punch and step at the same time. So stepping first with this leg, and then we can, as we take the center back, we can step. So stepping without the punches looks like this. So my center is coming forward. So, sorry. Forward. Yeah, great. And again, just doing, the weight is on the back leg, our center faces this way, and then, sorry, our center is on, our center faces forward, and our weight is on the front leg, and then as our weight comes back to this leg, our foot comes forward, and then as the center comes back, so it's just a really small step. And then if we add the punches to that, we're here. And here. So we'll just do it one more time slowly, and then we'll do a little stretch out. So taking it here, we are facing forward with our center, our arms here, and then back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. That looks really great. Nice. Just taking it back. So you can give yourself a little shake, give your arms a little shake. Give your shoulders a little shake. Give your hips a little shake. And your legs. And your whole body, just have fun. Nice. And then you can take your elbows, taking your feet a little wide, and then just gently taking your upper body down and relaxing the neck. And then you can just take the weight forwards and back on the foot. So just rocking backwards and forwards. And then from side to side. And then in a circle. And if you can put your hands on the ground, or just by releasing the arms, just see where the hands come. And if they're on the ground, that's great. If they're not, that's also great. And just walking the hands, the fingers forward as far as they go, and then round. And then bending the knees slightly, taking the arms back, we could just roll up, rolling out the shoulders. And then we can take the foot out and just twisting really gently. So my feet are in facing forwards, and then this foot comes and faces the other foot. So my feet are in a T, the heel comes down, and then I just take the shoulder forward. And then one more time on each side. Great. Giving yourself some time to shake out the legs. And you can walk on with the heels. And walk back on the toes. Maybe taking the upper body forward slightly to just stretch out those calves. And then we can stand, taking our arms, and you can just reach the arms to the opposite sides, just reaching. And then with one shoulder turning inwards, we can look at the open shoulder, stretching the arms outwards, and then twisting the other way. And then closing down. Nice work, you guys. So, is there any more questions on the punches or the steps? How did you find the steps? Is that good?
I think once we did it, oh sorry, Gabby. No, I was gonna say once we did the walk, the shuffle, it feels a bit like we're like shuffling without the. It made a bit more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was surprisingly better than I thought.
Yeah, it might even make the it more clear because it's more of a distinct step rather than just the weight kind of.
Yeah, the thing is, you turn your body, but you turn away and you punch. This movement is very unusual in daily life.
Yeah.
I mean, you look forward, but you strong. And yeah, it's okay. I got it.
If it's easier, you can also start with having the center face this way and making this, because I think maybe this one's more of a intuitive punch. So starting with this, and because the center is forward, it naturally will go back, and then this one. If that makes sense.
So I think I stick with what we just done.
Okay. Yeah. Amazing. Great. But everyone else feels alright about the steps and the punches.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I do fine, and then I think about it too much, and then I get it all in a muddle.
Yeah.
Overthinking it.
It is very easy because there is a lot to think about. I find what helps is just focusing in on the center. And if you focus on the center, everything else seems to kind of just follow after that.
Okay, yeah.
And you can see how you find that.
Yeah, that made sense.
Amazing. Great, so shall we do a little breathing exercise? Those who have time and want to stay. And you can get a pillow, get a blanket, or sit down, lie down, whatever feels good. Amazing. So when everyone's ready, what we can do is you can just focus on the center, so just the place below the belly button. And as we breathe in, you can just take that awareness through the middle of the body all the way up to the head, and at the same time from the center all the way down to your sits bones or wherever's kind of touching the ground. So at the same time as we breathe in, going up and down, and then as we breathe out, it comes back to the center. So we're combining the upper and lower body. So if this was my center, when we breathe in, the awareness goes up to the top of the head in a line, and then the same thing for it goes down from the center all the way to the ground, and then as we breathe out, they come back and meet at the center. So if you want, you can close the eyes. And then just gently bringing the awareness to the point below the belly button. And then breathing out to prepare. And then we breathe in for 1, going up and down from the center, 2, 3, all the way to the top and bottom, filling the lungs and breathing out, coming back to the center, having the top and bottom meet in the middle, breathing out all the air, and breathing in, 1, 2, 3 to the top and bottom of the body. Breathing all the way in and then breathing out. 1, 2, 3 to the center. And again, 1. Breathing up the inside. 2. Breathing down at the same time. And 3. Filling the lungs completely and breathing out. 1, 2, 3. Back to the center. Breathing in. Filling the lungs completely and breathing out. Emptying the lungs completely. Breathing in. And out. To the center. Breathing in, focusing on going down, and at the same time going up. 2 lines travelling in opposite directions. And breathing out. The 2 lines coming back to the center. And out. Breathing in. Welcoming more air into the lungs. And breathing out all the way. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. Watching the 2 points travel up and down, away from each other to the top of the head and the bottom of the body. And breathing out, watching the lines come back. And this time as you breathe in, you can allow the points to go further than the body, so watching the line go into the earth or into the ground or into wherever you're sitting, on whatever you're sitting, and up above the head and breathing out, returning into the body and to the center, breathing in. Watching the points travel in opposite directions, letting your point of attention go in opposite directions out of the body, and breathing out, having it come into the body and back to the center. Breathing in. and out. Breathing in and out. Last 3 breaths, just focusing on the center. Breathing in, taking the awareness to the center, and out. Breathing in all the air. And breathing out. Last breath, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you can breathe it out through the mouth. Just releasing. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the space.